Good day, welcome back to the channel. We're not in the barracks today, we're in the forest surrounding us. They're rather extensive, kilometres in every direction. A grand total of 16,000 hectares, owned by the government of Saxony. And this time of year, if we're really lucky, we're going to find a lot of mushrooms. The forest strands here are just magically beautiful. I'm going to be crisscrossing them and zigging and zagging them, but please do get to enjoy the forests themselves. Most German forests, or a great deal of German forests, are pretty boring, neutral, neutered affairs of trees growing in rows, ready to be harvested. And that's absolutely true of this forest as well, but it is extraordinarily well managed. I know the forester, he's been in charge of this forest for 35 years now, and him and everyone he works with absolutely understand that they're just a transient influence in a blink of an eye for the forest. The department of the government they work for, responsible for the forestry, it has a 200-year plan that's constantly being updated and extended further into the future. They know where they're going to be doing stuff this year, next year, and for the next 200 years, unless anything really drastic happens, which, it might. They know what they're up to. So they see themselves very much as custodians, like we all should, and a short time on Earth. The net result is the forest here is beautiful. You can see there's lots of dead wood lying around, lots of moss, absolutely loads of blueberries as well. Blueberries just growing absolutely everywhere. Maybe I'll do a blueberry harvesting video, but that's going to have to wait till next year now. Season's pretty much over. Actually wandering through the forest now, I was hoping to bump into some blueberries. I was thinking I can be out in the forest all day, picking blueberries, walking around, and it's going to be a lovely day. Well, it was a lovely day. Found rather a lot more inedible mushrooms than edible ones, and quite a lot of poisonous ones, and we'll come on to those in the fullness of time. But here we are, marching around, looking left, looking right, frequently spotting a bit of sunlight glinting off a leaf, and diving into the undergrowth to pick a mushroom that isn't one. Let's have a look at these little beauties then. The most important thing when you're learning mushrooms isn't to try and learn everything. It's not even to try and learn the edible ones. It's learn the deadly poisonous ones. These ones here I've got in front of me, these are Amanita pantera, closely related to the Amanita muscaria, which is the Super Mario mushroom, the red one with the white spots. You can see it's basically the same, apart from it's like a fawny brown with brown spots. But if it was red with white spots, it'd be the same. You can always tell the Amanitas because they've got this distinctive skirt towards the top of the foot. And I hope you can see these mushrooms are all the same. Just some of them have got caps more open than others. And for just exactly how awful it is to eat this, I think we'll ask live Ben in the forest to tell us a little something about it. And the way that Amanitas kill you is particularly unpleasant. The Pantera attacks your inner organs, kidneys and livers, but mostly kidneys. So what happens is you'll eat it, and then sometime later, 3 hours, the next day, you're going to get really, really bad stomach cramps. You're going to start puking and shitting, and it's going to be particularly unpleasant. There may be blood involved at either end. You're going to go to hospital, and hospital are going to look at you, and they're going to say they don't know what's wrong. There are only 3 ways to be poisoned as a human being that have got antidotes, and none of them are mushrooms. So mostly, if you don't know you've eaten it, if you don't tell them that you've eaten mushrooms, there's really very little they can do for you. If you do tell them that you've eaten mushrooms, they'll just try and make you sick and get it all out of you. But anyway, you go to hospital, you're writhing around in real, fairly significant agony, and your entire gastrointestinal tract is just getting worse and worse and worse, from mouth to anus. And 3 days later, you'll be fine. You completely recover. And everyone in the hospital goes, well, I don't know what that was, but because you treat poisoning symptomatically, so you treat the poisons, it's sort of palliative almost. You try to treat people, you can't treat the poisoning, but you can treat the symptoms. So if they've got fever, they bring the fever down. If you're not holding any food down, they'll give you a drip, and that sort of thing. But they can't actually treat the poisoning. 3 days later, you make a remarkable recovery, and they're like, well, there we go, don't know what it was, but he seems to have got over it. So they send you home, you go and lie in your bed, and then the next day you wake up dead. Because what happens is that it attacks your organs for about 3 days, and then it stops. Your organs then break it down into something considerably more poisonous, which then kills you in your sleep. Not a good way to go. Learn your poisonous mushrooms way before you learn your edible ones. We'll not be eating that. No, we won't. We will not be eating that. We're going to keep wandering around, and it's at this point in the video that I realised that we spent an awful lot more time talking about poisonous mushrooms and finding poisonous mushrooms than we find the good ones. But we did get a good basket full. They are all quite delicious. Made mushroom tomato bruschetta on toast. Bruschetta's always on toast, I suppose. And sometimes I'll come across a mushroom that I'm really not sure what it is at all, actually quite a lot of the time. This polypore seemed really interesting to me, because normally they're really, really hard. They always grow on stumps like this. And some of them are edible, not very many. They're not poisonous, they're just not very good really. And this one was really soft and squishy, so I took some photos of it to figure out what it was later. And it's not edible. It's not even used for dyeing clothes. So glad we didn't pick it, just left it there. There you go, there's a basket full. Been a bit rough with some of them apparently, they're going a bit brown. But occasionally you come across a good chunk and you can take a whole basket full all in one go. I try to tidy them up as I go. And here we go, what's one of these? What have we found now? Another amanita. It's got the same skirt on it. You can obviously tell it looks the same, but the colours are different. This is the fly agaric, the Amanita muscaria. Very popular with hippies. I think we'll leave it for today. And there we go, that was just about it. This shot was supposed to be me wandering out of the forest, getting smaller and smaller into the distance, I thought. The first shot was me walking towards the camera, the last one of me walking away would be quite cool. And then I found this little beauty, and I just decided I had to show it to you all. This is a devil's bolete, it's called. And again, not a good one. Sometimes the mushrooms will let you know that they're deadly poisonous. Look at the colour of that. And then, if you cut it open, it goes blue before your eyes. Just to say, don't eat me. How cool is that? Hey, I love it. It's going blue straight away because it's got some juices on the knife of the blue stuff. Anyway, better clean it. Yes, probably don't want the juices of deadly poisonous mushrooms all over the cut stems of the ones that you're eating to take that you're cutting to take home with you, do you? Not a good idea. Anyway, that's about all for now. Actually, at the end of this, I carried on walking for quite a long while longer. It's a good another sort of half kilometre, and found a whole load of beautiful porcinis. Maybe I'll show you next time. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.